good evening. Welcome on in. This is another beer review, and yes. So I recorded a small video yesterday, which is probably going to end up being part of like a montage, something. Also, apologies about the last beer review, which is going to have to be edited. There's going to be stuff I'm going to have to edit because I was very tired and that I didn't even finish the review. I finished the review. I give it a 9 out of 10 because it was actually really, really nice. But I was shattered by the end of it. That was my first day here, I think. Or was it the first day I went out on a boat trip? No, I think it was the first day here. After I checked in, like I'd gone get some food. I'd gone to the shops, and I've gone to the shops again recently. Now today is the 4th of July. I'm in the United States. This is by coincidence. That being said, I went to witness the parade this morning because I had time to kill before the boat. I have not yet gone to have dinner. I'm gonna record one of these, and yeah, then I'm gonna go for dinner, watch fireworks, and then probably come back and sleep for a bit on the second day that I have seen orcas. Yes, I saw them. Yes, I saw them, and I was so excited. So over the moon. It was an emotional day for me. Today, saw them again. Yesterday it took 3 hours to find them, and I fell over and did myself quite a bit of injury prior to that. Injury there. Injury, I don't know if you can see injury here. This is sore as hell. I've got freaking sunburn all over as well. I'm a little bit tanned, as you can probably see here. I'm a little bit darker than usual. I did all that before 3 hours searching. We finally found orcas. It was a family of 4. Yes. Okay. So yeah. Made sure I called an orca called Chunk. The T65Bs, and literally everyone watching this doesn't understand. This is meant to be a beer review, right? Well, we saw him again today, even closer, 20 meters away. Okay, so what do I have for you here? Okay, this isn't something local, it doesn't seem. I'll try and get some local stuff. My issue here is that they don't sell singles much. They only sell them in packs of like 4, and for me, for a beer review, that doesn't work. I try it, and then like if I have another one, then I'll try another one. That being said, I have tried a lot of the local specialities in the San Juan Islands. I still don't know how to pronounce that. They have a brewery. I tried some stuff there. Oh my god, the second ever IPA I enjoyed ever. I don't drink IPAs, and I enjoyed that. And they've got a vineyard here as well. I had a glass of that wine yesterday at an expensive restaurant. Expensive, but you got what you paid. That, maybe one of the best eating experiences I have ever had. Anyway, so what is this? This is not beer. It's a cider. It's cider. So that seems to be a big thing here is cider, and I love cider. So These beer reviews don't have to just stick to beer. They can be cider or cider for mes collègues. It's a 6.2% out of 10. I mean, I like all the cans here, and I like that it's just tall. It feels bigger than the cans you get in Europe. So let's give this a try, shall we? Oh. Oh my. This is the epitome of why there are so many good things in America, and especially with beer. And, well, not just beer, but with cider as well. There's so many flavours. This is raspberry lemonade as a cider. Oh god. Oh my god, that is good. Oh. Huh. Can we see where this is going? Can we see where this is going right now? I think we can. This will be quite a short beer review because I've done the talky bit already. Oh. So it's from, but maybe I should have mentioned something about the beer. So it's from Square Mile Cider Company. They're based in Portland, Oregon. I should mention the state because this is something that doesn't get mentioned enough, is the size of America. And in Europe, we always kind of, we don't always, but sometimes we're like, oh, have they got like 5 cities with the same name? Like, how is there a Vancouver in America, like not that far from Vancouver in Canada? Why is there a place called Gary? It's because America is the size of Europe. It actually is. And the thing is, Europe, we have God knows how many languages, all naming places in different languages. Here you just have, you literally, in the United States, you literally have like place names that come from 3 languages only. Oh no. I might be mistaken. Okay. Well, I mean, okay. I'm just gonna say English, French, Spanish. Louisiana is probably mostly French. There's a large part that's English. There's some parts that are like the names from Spanish. The other one is I don't know if there's a actually. This is actually something I don't know. This is something I don't know. Is, are there any places with Indian names? And by Indians, I mean obviously American Indians. Because there's, because I know these islands have a history, with tribes that used to live here, and actually you can like visibly see this as places where there's a couple places where there's totems and that kind of adds to it. It's like that's something I'll have to look up. I'll have to see if there's like a museum about. You know, the Whale Museum might have stuff on that because. Hmm. Hmm. Actually, maybe I need to maybe I need to reread Alex Morton's book again. I think she covered quite a bit of that in her book. Not of here, but like her focus is in the north of Vancouver Island. But this is the same geographical region, whether it's US or Canada side, it's still the same geographical region. And before it was Canada and United States. I don't know if it was a separate country. I don't think the concept of countries existed back then. So yeah, I find that really fascinating. I find the whole history of that really fascinating. Sorry about that. Some paper thin walls. Oh my god. I I'm gonna make it an absolute focus of mine. Make the absolute most of the remaining week I have here. Make the absolute most because while I want to come here again, for sure, it's expensive to come here. And this is not something I'll be able to do like that often. This is something I can maybe only do like once every 5 years, and I want to do it again. But I like this is such an amazing experience being here that I need to make the most of it. I really do. It's the hell happened to the lighting there. Yeah, it. I'm gonna have so many stories to tell once I get back. Honestly, I could do this forever. Like I want to stay here. I want to get a job as a naturalist on one of those whale watching boats and just do that every day. God, that'd be great. I'd I need to master the art of balancing between sunglasses and binoculars, though. I don't think you guys realize how difficult it is to be using sunglasses to protect your eyes from the glare from the sea, but also be using binoculars and not losing your sunglasses. Um, also, I literally have to take off my hat in the boat because my hat will go. It will disappear. Um, I'm actually wearing a hoodie in the boat, hoodie and jeans when it's actually really kind of warm, very strong sun. Um, as you can see from my coloration. In fact, I have the hoodie here. It's the hoodie you've seen me wear on multiple occasions. Um, this is actually better than a rain jacket because this one protects me more against the cold, and a jacket gets very warm very quickly. Um, but this just stops me from getting cold. So it's like it keeps me similar temperature, whereas a rain jacket just makes me hotter. And staying at the same temperature is kind of what I need. Also, this protects my neck from the sun, and it's got a hood, so I don't need my hat. But yeah, it's my eyes have been taking a bit of a beating. I will admit. Um, There's times I should be wearing my sunglasses on the boat, but I can't always be wearing them. Especially when on the way back we saw the same pod of orcas a second time today. It makes 3 times in 2 days. And the second time was only briefly, but it was me that actually spotted them. So yeah, that's why I have binoculars, and pretty bloody good ones as well. I bought these prior to going to university, and they were. I'm okay. This is gonna be like the marine biologist in me saying this. They were kind of on the cheap end. 160 quid. Yeah, 160 quid, cheap end binoculars. No, cheap end for if you're serious about it. It's go up to 16 times 16 times magnification. Yeah, so 160 quid this. I've had these for must be 11 or 12 years now. And they are so good and so budget, because like to get better than this you have to spend over 300. They've got a changing magnification, so you can switch between 8 and 16, which you don't need more than that, and you don't need less than that. If it's at 8, quite usually you can see them with your eyes. 8 is just literally looking at something better that you've seen. So when you're looking for whales, typically what you want to be doing is doing it visually without binoculars. Because once you see any kind of disturbance on the water, that's when you use these. Because if you're just looking through these, you're looking at a very, very narrow area. Now you can use these to scan like further out. You basically do a rotating pattern of like that, but you only do that like every so often. But what these are really good at is when you bump out the 16, which if it's more than 16, you're gonna struggle to see anything with these, because it will be moving around. The more the magnification, the more the moving around will make you struggle, and especially on a boat. If you got more, you're not going to see anything. You're just going to be jumping around like this all the time. Yeah. These are fantastic, absolutely fantastic. They're by Olympus, and they also have UV protection on as well, so they protect your eyes. But this is what I've been using during my watching. Fantastic, these are absolutely fantastic, and good value for money. Probably better than what anyone has on the boat, including the naturalists. Maybe not. Okay, maybe they've got better ones than me, but maybe not. Maybe not. I know when I went to Italy, part of a research voyage, they were astonished by how good my binoculars were compared to theirs. Where's the bag? Forgot the point I was making now. Oh yes, the point I was making. I could do this job genuinely. Like the only thing that I'm missing to do this I mean, okay. Aside from living in America, that's a admittedly big thing. Um, but what I'm missing is experience, local experience. I cannot tell which orca is which just like that. I can like okay, I can tell the bigs and the residents apart. I can't tell which pod is which yet. That is not something I can learn. That is only something I could get through experience, and through photo ID, and through the second thing that I'm lacking is a camera with a wide angle lens. Oh my god, those things are so freaking expensive. I want one, but God, when would I ever use it? Like it's today. Today is when I would use it. But like after the next 2 weeks, when would I ever use a camera that costs more than €1,000? Oh my god, those things are so expensive. But yeah, that's how they tell them apart. They snap a picture. You have to be really freaking good at photography to use those as well. By the way, you need to be knowing where you're taking the picture, and that's something that I'm not that great at yet. I think through practice I'd get better at it though, for sure. Because at that point you can actually just predict where they're going to come up next, so you can be trained in on that lens already. I am doing better at that than the other passengers on board though, so that's a good thing. Then again, I don't think they've studied 4 years of 3 years of marine biology like I have. God, this has turned. Okay, this has been so little about what I'm drinking right now. I almost mentioned again what is, because I've not mentioned it at all. But actually, I have said what make this is. Square Mile Cider Company, raspberry and lemonade. Doesn't matter. It's going to be in the video description anyway. So, as you know, it says you may never catch the hare. You should always give chase. You know, actually, the first hours here, we saw nothing on the sea. No orcas, no owls. We saw seals, seabirds, eagles, bald eagles, but we've seen bald eagles anytime we've gone to that island. They're so common on that island. But my god, they're fascinating. But we didn't see any orcas, didn't see any whales, didn't even see dolphins. We saw harbour porpoises. Heck, today I think I was the only one that spotted one harbour porpoise at one split second, and then they're gone. They are so common, but like you blink and you miss it. Like you have to be looking at the water at the right time to see them. They're so skittish. But during that first trip, I was thinking, okay, and I actually said this to one of the naturalists, where I've booked 8 trips of whale watching with the same company as well. Thought, look, I didn't know anything about the companies that were here, the whale watching companies. So I thought, okay, I'm not whether I book with one or the other. I've got the same chances basically, because and that they mention this prior to every trip, but I already knew this, way before that. Researchers, Coast Guard, like whale watchers, and even private vessels are all on the same network. They help each other find whales, and even competitors will help their competitors find them. So I thought, okay, the one that I sailed on San Juan safaris, uh, they've been fantastic, and I honestly I can't say whether they're better than the others because I've not tried the others, and I'm not going to try the others because I'm happy with these guys, and I like how they're so supportive of conservation as well, supportive of the conservation, um, adherence to the rules regarding how close you can get, and supportive of those rules as well. They don't consider that a bother; they consider that a good thing, and for me, I consider that a good thing. I wouldn't want to be whale watching where it's going to be invasive to the orcas. Like I'd rather not see them than see them whilst being invasive. But what they've been doing has been absolutely fantastic, and yeah, but yeah, I've been talking with a few of the naturalists, and I was like, yeah, I'm the guy that booked 8 trips, and I explained this. The reason why I did that is so many times before I've gone on like some sort of whale watching, and I've not seen anything, or like even in Italy when I saw dolphins every day. The first day we didn't see dolphins until like the last hour of the voyage. We didn't see anything before that. I thought, you do whale watching, you're never guaranteed to see anything. So you have to book multiple trips to almost guarantee yourself. You can never be guaranteed. To almost guarantee yourself to see something, you have to do multiple trips. And and the whole thing was, like I said, if you want to see orcas, you gotta be on the water as often as you can. Because if you're not looking, you're not gonna find them. And by looking in this context, I mean on the boat. Um, sure, you might get really lucky from the shore, but here's the thing. I used to be in Newquay for university. That place is famous for having dolphins near the beaches at all times. So famous we say. I lived there for 2 years. I saw them once when I was actually working in an aquarium. Um, so basically, I was working in an aquarium. They sent me out to go look for crabs and shrimp for we had these vats with crab and shrimp that we would feed to the fish in the aquarium, and they sent me out to collect crabs and shrimp from the rock pools, and I an hour later I came back, and they were like, "What took you? How did that take you an hour to do?" And I literally said, "I saw dolphins in the water. That there were dolphins on the beach," and their response was, "Why the hell didn't you tell us about it?" Which I found that hilarious. Like, yeah, their problem wasn't the fact that I took an hour to do something that would take 5 minutes. Their problem was that I didn't tell them there were also dolphins in the water. So, and these are like aquarium staff as well. So it's like, okay, there's a talk at 2 o'clock. That's cancelled because there's dolphins on the beach. Oh, fantastic place to work. That yeah, it's like I I knew that if I had booked just one whale watching trip here, first of all, I'm here for fucking 10 days. How am I not booking more? And but if I book only one, I'm not seeing anything. I I could just guarantee you, I'm not seeing anything if I book one. If I book eight, I might see something. And lo and behold, days 2 and 3, I've seen some. I've seen some orcas. So there's one last hope of seeing something that is rarer, freaking rarer than orcas here as well. So this is a long bear review video. I'm realizing when I went to Italy, I was there for 2 weeks on a boat. The first week we had 3 days on sea. The other 2 days were weekends, and we didn't go out onto the sea on weekends. And 2 of the days where we could have paper thin walls again. Stand up test. Yeah. Anyway, when I was in Italy, okay, the paper thin walls. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Italy. So we saw dolphins, and that honestly in Italy, dolphins was like that was like the main goal there, because like we were never seeing orcas there. The orcas just don't live there. Um, there was in the back of my mind, could we see a sperm whale? Could we see a fin whale? Because those are like the top prizes, as it were. And during the first and second week, I had the total of 4 days cancelled because of weather as well. It's a research vessel. Um, Basically, we went there, we paid, and that money goes towards funding their research. And what we get is that we join their research expedition as the crew for that week, and we pay to do it. So we basically get a whale watching holiday, and they get like a fill-in crew, but also money to fund their research, which honestly, genius, genius idea. Um, that was so much fun. That was so much fun, and it felt like I was doing meaningful stuff. Heck, one of my photos got used for real scientific stuff. It got One of my photos got used for photo identification. Um, can't show you which one. I'm actually legally not allowed to show this because I did sign a waiver. But yeah, one of those was used, which I'm so happy about. One of my photos got used for the scientific reasons, and yeah, um, so in the, okay, that was somewhat distracting. Paper thin walls. Anyway, okay, that should be it. I think it sounded like they went out to dinner or something. Um, yeah, when I was in Italy, it's like okay, so on the days we were on sea, we saw dolphins every single day. Those are like the main attraction for me. Than the getting the experience of doing that. In fact, we had a rotation for going in the crow's nest, where you do like 30-minute shifts up there, and like there was a rota. there was a rota on like who would do the cooking, who would do the crow's nest, who would do whatever, and there were like things of like if we see a whale, what does everyone do? and so we were trained for this, and I booked 2 weeks there. Everyone books 1 week. I booked 2 weeks. I paid a little bit extra. Well, I paid double to be there for 2 weeks. And it's for the same reason. I've booked so many whale watching trips here. The first day I almost saw nothing, and the first week we only saw dolphins. But I mean, admittedly, we did go to Monaco, so there was that. But yeah, the second week we saw only dolphins until the very last day. The very last day we saw a sperm whale, and that was such a surreal moment. And now that I've seen orcas, okay, obviously I want to see orcas again. I want to see more orcas. I want to see as many orcas as I can whilst I'm here. I want to see the southern residents. I think that's like the number one on the bucket list at this point. There's like a back of the head kind of thing here of me hoping I see a whale, a baleen whale, because that's like the last thing that I can go somewhere and hope to see, and maybe I might see it. There are beaked whales. In Italy, it was possible to see beaked whales in the Mediterranean. They come up for 6 minutes every hour. They don't echolocate, and they live in the open ocean. So, what the hell is the light doing? So basically, if you're looking for beaked whales, you basically have to be in the profession. You're never going to see them as a tourist. That's just that. That is just a fact. You are never going to see them as a tourist. But I'm thinking like baleen whales, grey whales, humpback whales, grey whales, fin whales, minke whales. Even I could see any of them here. I am. There's a bit of me of like, okay, I don't know at this point now what I want to see. I've already seen orcas. I definitely would like to see southern resident orcas, which are the fishing ones, are the famous ones. But would I rather see on, let's say it's the last day, would I rather see big orcas or a humpback whale? If that was a choice that I had, what would I pick? I I could not make that decision. I'm glad I don't have to make that decision. I could not make that decision. That's like the last thing to see, or my favorite thing to see. That's too difficult a decision. Anyway, I need to finish this quickly. Because I need to go find a restaurant and then go watch the fireworks. I could barely tell that this was cider, by the way. You can definitely taste the strength in it after having it for a bit. There was definitely a point where it started hitting me. Maybe that was the point where I started rambling for about 30 minutes after saying this is going to be a short video. I had a lot of things to say. Square Mile Cider Company Raspberry and Lemonade. You guys knew. I had decided this on the very first sip. In my mind, my mind was made up on the very first sip. This is a 10 out of 10. This is a 10. And that's not just the last 2 days that has sweetened the deal. This was actually a 10. This was actually so nice. I didn't even finish reading it. You may never catch the hare, but you should always give chase, for it will lead you through lush landscapes. Oh, has it really? Has it ever? And fresh fruits along the way. A journey that ends with the sweet taste of raspberry lemonade is a journey worth taking. This could be used as a metaphor for my holiday. Thank you everyone for watching. I'll see you next week. Well, I don't know where I'm going to be. Next week might be the actual recording of a live stream. So, I don't know. We'll see. Until then.